Look, there's no danger at all.
Famous last words, Claude. Famous last words. What's going on, everybody? It is absolutely the best time to be a Star Ocean fan right now. We got snuck with a Star Ocean Second Story R demo. I told you guys it was coming, but if you are a Star Ocean fan, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really goes a long way for the channel. And without further ado, let's jump into my impressions and review for this demo. Right away, we are greeted with this amazing and fresh new looking title screen. This was me overlooking some of the limitations for the demo, as only a 3-hour time limit and the characters can only go up to level 12, most importantly. So moving right on along, you get greeted with the choice to play with Claude C. Kenny or Raina Lanford, just like the previous games in this Star Ocean 2. And then you get a choice between the arrangement versions of the soundtrack or the original version of the soundtrack. You can turn the character art on or off, and you can select your difficulty. So I'm just loving the presentation of the game so far. Then we are thrusted into the opening cinematic of Star Ocean The Second Story R, and it's just beautiful. I mean, everything is redone. The way that they're telling this old narrative is fresh, and it just feels really good to boot this up, and it feels like a modern game. Now, since I chose Claude's story, it began with Claude's side of things, which I really do appreciate Star Ocean The Second Story for having this double protagonist point of view. It really made for some nice replayability, and it added to the story quite well. Next is the first actual look at the remake in action, live on the field, and it just felt great. I mean, talk about a perfect balance of feeling the nostalgia with the modern technology. I love the thunderstorm, I love the lightning, and contrary to what a lot of people believe, this game looks amazing running in person. And as you can see, this is when I finally got free control of Claude to just run around and appreciate the remake and its goodness. Man, it just felt so much better to actually run around and get around in this game than it did in the previous entries. We are then thrusted to where I think the remake truly shines. When you get to the greenery in the forest, you get to see the amount of work that Jim Drops has put into this remake. Again, I love how the character portraits complement the voice acting. Voice acting is back just as it was on Second Evolution, and man, the remake really started to hit me hard when I got to this part. And it was just something about seeing these familiar cutscenes in a different way and in a different new coat of paint. It was just awesome. And I really like how the remake uses different camera angles, different lightings, different shadings to really highlight the work that they have done on this remake. This is one of the first times that I felt like a remake actually embodies the word of a remake while also keeping its nostalgic charm. Like, this is almost a perfect blend to me. And once again, I go back to how beautiful this remake actually looks in person. Seeing the 3D models, seeing the 2.5D bounce off of the traditional old school character sprites, seeing the effects in the air and the music remade and the atmosphere all complementing each other. I'm telling you guys, this game was remade with a lot of love and a lot of craft. And I think it looks better. You have to play it for yourself in order to see how beautiful the game actually looks. Now, jumping into the world map, you can see that they've completely redone the world map. You can see the enemies on the screen now. Yes, they are these generic ghastly looking balls, but I like it. There's also character dialogue and banter on the main screen and the character screens. And another thing that I like is the way that the game gives you a tutorial and a rundown of all the new features inside of the remake, like the friendship system and a little bonus. I love when a game shouts out its history. They have every single character portrait from Second Evolution to the Second Story, all the way into today's Second Story R remake. I love little details like this. I absolutely love the menu layout, and I like that they did this. Excellent job, Jim Drops. Now, moving on to the battle system, it is buttery, silky, smooth. And in my opinion, this is the best that the Second Story's combat has ever been. It feels modern, it feels fresh, it's fast, it's responsive, it's everything that a current action modern JRPG is, while still maintaining its nostalgic roots. I am in love with this battle system, and in my opinion, I love how the 3 basic attacks return. There's also a new mode that sort of functions like the blindside mechanic from Star Ocean 4, and if you time it correctly at the right moment, you'll get some health back as well as get an advantage on the enemy, and if you mistime it, you will pay for it by getting stunned or potentially locked in place so that the enemy can deal their attacks on you. I love features like this that innovate an already loved, tried and true battle system, because it shows me that they weren't just out to copy and paste. They were out to actually innovate, modernize, and make this game feel fresh for new audiences. Speaking of fresh, now you can visibly see your party members actually following you as you traverse the world. And I feel like it just adds a freshness and modernness to this already classic style JRPG, and I love that because the Tales of series does that really well, where the characters will talk to each other and have party banner on the main screen. I just love how they took these features and these measures and these methods to help modernize this game to make it truly catch up with the times. Another thing that I was very impressed is the menu. The menu layout and the menu screen is all very nice and new. It's clear, it's straight to the point, it's clear cut. You have your item creation, you have your skills, you have new abilities, you have new skills, you have new options, you have new items, you have new tactics. Everything is here for the complete RPG experience. And in terms of the menu and getting around the UI, it is excellent and I love it. This is me in PA mode, which is private action mode, and once again, it's just smooth, it's silky, it's even smoother than Star Ocean 6 in my opinion. And for those of you who don't know what the private action mode is on Star Ocean, it's basically a mode where you can have an intimate time with each one of your party members and increase or decrease their friendship level to potentially affect the ending of the game that you will receive. So it's always important to have the PA mode, and I usually love the interactions between the characters because these are optional. You don't have to do these for the story. That is why I always respect Star Ocean for including these type of moments between the characters. And adding to that freshness, you can actually have Leticia, the protagonist of Star Ocean 6, and other Star Ocean protagonists join you for a quick assist or support attack while in the game. I love this because it gives the game a sense of so much modernness and just freshness, and it literally keeps the game in tune with the times. And I just love stuff like this. I can see a silhouette for Fate, I can see a silhouette for Raymond, and that just makes everything feel right at home. So I love little cameos and freshness like this in my game. I love it. So all in all, guys, I have really enjoyed my time with this demo. This about wraps up my impressions for the demo, and I have to say, I think that Star Ocean is truly back. This game is the beacon of hope that we have need for this series for a very long time, and I think it's going to turn a lot of heads. I think it's going to bring a lot of new fans to the Star Ocean franchise, and this is exactly what we needed. Thank you, Square Enix, for giving it a chance. Thank you, Gem Drops. Gem Drops is handling this remake, guys, not Tri-Ace. That is a big misconception. Maybe I'll have to make a video on it, but Gem Drops, a company named Gem Drops, is handling this remake, so we need to give the credit to them, and we need to give some credit for Square Enix for allowing this game to happen. So hopefully they can do Radiata stories as well. Now that would be an awesome thing. However, guys, this about wraps up my demo review and impressions. Go play this game and check it out for yourself. It is available on Switch and Steam, the demo right now. Go check it out, and I'll let Claude go ahead and tell you my score for this game.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.